What about off camera? Any little warm ups? I know you have trod the boards, and so have I.
Sure,
What little warm up things, which are ridiculous? They should only be done in
sure.
private. What might we?
Well, let me tell you what apes do before they swing. What, now for apes, swinging is the requires the most energy of anything they do. What do? They thump. This is the comic ape thump. And actually, what we're doing is we're hitting our thymus and getting these sources of energy. So this is a very, very simple thing you can do just to as a primate, as Colin from Coventry is. It's just to think
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just going to.
we could get into a little bit of trouble saying that people from the Midlands are more closely related. But we're not saying that. We're really not saying that.
Absolutely not. They're highly evolved people. People from Coventry.
As the Jaguar Land Rover plant has proved, highly
Absolutely.
evolved great people.
Absolutely.
I love it. What about voice work? Anything for the voice?
Yeah. Now, obviously, what I'm doing consciously in when I'm thinking about warming up my voice is I'm going to uh, just take a few deep breaths, just to prepare, because we need oxygen to energize other people.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
of the
yeah.
most simple things you can do for your voice as well, and I'll just put it on camera. It is drink, hydrate.
Bordeaux.
It's not Bordeaux, it's raspberry something. If only, if only, Matthew. But to hydrate, so that the most the when people get a kind of scratchy voice, when they lose their vocal resonance, often it's simply because they're not hydrated enough. So if you're going into an hour virtual meeting,
Very good.
have a drink beforehand, but also have a drink with you, so you can actually drink during your meeting, as I'm doing now.
Exactly. I think that's the Chateau Petrus 85, which I particularly enjoy myself.
It's only for a special meeting, Matthew.
Well, I tell you what, later we'll all be having our virtual dinner parties like this. So you're getting in early. That's good. That's good. That's good. I love it. And also, we've got this sort of voice quality idea, haven't we? I find, and I used to talk all day in a classroom, and I find that when the tension is on the throat, when you are
Mm.
thinking about your throat, then the scratchiness will happen. I've lost my voice. I've lost my voice at the end of the
Oh,
day.
okay.
And I found singing was the best release. And so just arpeggios, la 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 la, and all that sort of stuff. When you're singing, it seems to be a looser formation in the throat, so that can help as well.
Sure, and I think in terms of opening up your voice, because your voice is going to be one of the things you use to create energy. And I think Matthew, you bring up an interesting point, is that I think people have to find their own way with this. I don't think there's one way. For some people, it may be singing. For some other people, it may be just sitting quietly. For other people, it may be just getting in touch with their intention. And I suppose setting an intention, an energetic intention for a meeting, like I'm going to here to reassure people, I'm here to inspire people, I'm here to uh, to explain something to people, I'm here to calm people. What is the energetic intention of this meeting from my perspective, and how do I make sure that I use my voice and use my vocabulary, of course, as well, use my content to keep meeting that energetic intention.
I
And of
love
course,
it. I love it. I love it. So there's a lot going on there. So what's your wish for this summer in terms of people's energy? What do you want to see? What do you predict? What could happen there?
okay, well, what I want, if you're out there just about to go into a virtual meeting, what I would like is for those people on the meeting to, after that meeting is over, to say, wow, Colin really brought something to this. He really brought some Wally to this. He brought some energy. He kept
Yeah,
us engaged.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I would like. And I think fundamentally, Matthew, this is a gift that we give in a virtual meeting. It's a gift. We're giving the gift of our energy to others.
Nice.
And of course, what we're hoping is that people are going to return that gift,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're much more likely to return that gift. They're much more likely to reciprocate if we give the gift first. If we give the gift of low energy, people will return that gift as well.
Yeah. What goes around comes around. So it's really in that anticipation, it seems to be from dread to excitement. I've got a meeting with Jack. It should be an increaser of the heart rate. It should not be, I need to go to the dentist now, or something else, or suicide is always an option.
And Matthew, I think the point you make is really good, because the best presenters are people who love presenting.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to be good at anything unless you enjoy it. And when I think about people, Colin, going into a virtual meeting, is exactly as you say, to move away from dread, to think, do you know what? I'm going to use this meeting as an experiment. I'm going to see if I can actually energetically take responsibility for this meeting. I'm going to do a controlled experiment. I'm going to see what comes out afterwards. I might check in with one of the people I was on the meeting with, and I was like, how was that? How did that come across? What was your energetic response to that meeting? And it's not just about the topics, the agenda that in the meeting that is going to inspire people energetically. In fact, I'd say it's profoundly much more about what people bring to any topic. I could talk about this pen and make this pen be the most fascinating item. I mean, look, it clicks, it disappears, it reappears. You can see how long left you have the life of this pen. I mean, this is an amazing advancement, I would say, of human aspiration. And it's just right here. And again, just as an example of how we can imbue any topic with energy and with interest. And I'm not saying we're faking it, but find a way of connecting your interest to whatever agenda item it is that you're talking about. What to you is that makes this fascinating, interesting, or any of those other things that is going to help you engage with speaking about that.
And let me just take that, faking it. So a lot of British people, oh, we don't do that here, would go, oh, I don't want to fake it. I don't want to be a thezzer. Really, we could reframe that as just amplification. Do everyone a favor by amplifying. So if you're presenting at 110%, only 100% lands. So you've got to go, the idea of talking to a deaf aunt. It's exhausting until you get used to it, but it does work. Deaf Auntie Mabel actually hears you. And
maybe that's a way of thinking of about the people in your meetings, that they are actually that deaf auntie. And I'm gonna if you know what, it's almost like I'm gonna cure the deaf auntie. I'm gonna give all this energy to the deaf auntie, and if I do that, she will suddenly not be deaf anymore.
Miracles can happen with WebEx, Adobe, Zoom, and GoToMeeting.
And they do happen.
And they do happen on a regular basis. All right, that's probably enough for today. Jack Pinter, legend and energizer of a depressed nation, including our beloved leader. It's not easy. It's not easy being out there. Thanks very much. Thanks. I'll start that again. Thanks very much. Speak to you in a couple of days. Cheers. Goodbye.
Great. Thanks, Matthew. Bye-bye.